Facebook is pa viejos, because I believe that if we as busy mothers are taking time away from our family or taking time away from our children, whatever it is that we're doing needs to make sense. Oh great, what's gonna happen to all of my audience? ¿Qué pasa, Beast fam? Welcome back to the Beast Den. My name is Sloan the Beast. I am a chaos coach for women that are in the thick of juggling motherhood and building a successful business. I help you create work-life balance without putting yourself on the back burner or self-destructing. In today's video, we are going to be talking about content. One of the topics that probably stresses you out the most as a modern day multi-passionate entrepreneur. So today we're going to really dig into what are the options now that TikTok is slowly phasing out, what I believe is the best alternative for you as a busy mom who doesn't necessarily have the time or maybe even the desire to be on all the platforms all of the time. As you start identifying what is your next option, first I want to look at why I believe TikTok is so popular amongst mom entrepreneurs or content creators that are also mothers, because I know that the term mompreneur is not what everybody loves. I believe that one of the reasons why TikTok is so seductive to mothers in business is because short form content is really easy to create. There's a certain rawness when it came to TikTok that you can show up in that you necessarily maybe can't on Instagram. Instagram is highly curated. Instagram you have to be very strategic with. TikTok, you're really looking at volume, you're looking at a sense of rawness that no other platform was offering us prior to. If you're looking at, okay, where do I move next? I think it's important to understand what did you like about TikTok and how do you change that over into wherever it is you're going to be exerting your energy next. Aside from the fact that there's that rawness, it's also the fact that these videos are just so easy to create. A short form video, you can use just your phone to create them. I think at this point, we all know about CapCut. We all know how to do those fast edits. And if you don't, leave me a comment down below. I can definitely create an editing video. I think that TikTok was a great platform for you if you were struggling with getting into a rhythm when it came to content creation, to understanding content creation, to understanding what resonates with your audience, but also more importantly, what do you enjoy? What type of videos do you enjoy creating? Because you can create vlogs, you can create tutorials, you can create talking head videos, you can create silent videos, you can create reviews, reaction videos. There's so many different types of videos that you can be creating that could best resonate with your audience. So I think that TikTok was also a really great platform to gear what exactly does your audience like, but also what do you like? What brings you joy in your content creation process? So if you've already been on TikTok and have gathered that data, I want to make it a point that everything that you have done on TikTok does not go to waste. Maybe now you're like, oh great, what's gonna happen to all of my audience? If there's that no like trust factor, they're going to follow you on other platforms. It's just up to you to lead them to those places. Identify the data, really dig into what the data is telling you from what you've learned over the past couple of years, couple of months, couple of weeks, depending on how long you've been there. Really dig into your analytics and get an idea of, okay, what resonated with my audience there? What did I enjoy? How many hours did I have to dedicate to this, and etc. There's a couple of factors that may impact your choice. And some of those are going to be time. How much time do you have to dedicate to content creation, editing, the production of it, the engagement for it? What time allocation do you have for this next platform that you're going to be putting your energy into? And I'm not even talking about starting from scratch. I'm talking about putting your energy into so that it will grow and eventually make you the sales that you need. Because I believe that if we as busy mothers are taking time away from our family or taking time away from our children, whatever it is that we're doing needs to make sense. I'm not going to be on Instagram doom scrolling unless it's to up my engagement, unless it's to be in my DMs and secure a sale. I am on social media because it makes me money. I'm not on social media because I just want to see what the girls are wearing. Like that's not it for me. That's just the way that I operate because I have 4 kids and a husband that I need to distribute my time and energy amongst. That stuff is not important to me other than the fact that it helps me run my business. the things that I do with strategy, I do with intention. So I want you to just keep that at the forefront of your mind. Whatever it is that you decide to do, how much time do you have and energy to allocate to that one platform? I also want to mention your skill set. Where's your skill set at on this plane? We already talked about the fact that TikTok was a great place for you to develop your content creation skills. If you took the time to identify via your analytics and via the data, what do you enjoy, what best resonated with your audience in terms of likes, in terms of engagement, in terms of returning viewers, then okay, this is where you need to be. Maybe that's mini vlogs, maybe that's talking head, educational style videos, whatever that is. Understand where's your skill set level. So for example, when we're going to be talking about the different platforms, this is important because you always want to keep in mind your time, your allocated time, depending on your skill level and the efficiency with which you create that content, it may feed into that time. And you don't want to do something that's gonna take up a lot of time and give you a low ROI, okay, a return on that investment. What are your marketing goals? Social media is a part of your marketing plan, but it should not be your whole marketing plan. In fact, this year, 2024, at the time that I'm recording this video, my entire goal is to be social media optional. I am not trying to be on Instagram for days on end. I am not trying to have to show up every single day because I have to in order to continue nurturing and growing my community and making sales. I don't want to have to do that. I want to be social media optional, meaning I have other mediums in place that are making me money without me needing to show up because they're already automated. These are things like my email marketing. These are things like my Pinterest marketing because Pinterest is not a social media account. These are things like my YouTube page because again, YouTube is not a social media. So what are your marketing goals? Really think big picture because social media is not a marketing plan. What do you actually enjoy? Because what you enjoy, how much time you have, what your marketing plan is, your skill set, is all going to compile your next move. If you are a great writer, if you can dish out an entire blog post in 30 minutes, 2 hours with photography and everything else that you need to include, all of your optimized SEO, but creating maybe a mini vlog takes you 4 hours of recording, another hour to edit, and then another 30 minutes to think about a caption draft. What is gonna make the most sense for you? You really gotta think about what are your skill sets, what is the bigger picture here, what do you actually enjoy? Because personally, I love IG stories. I don't love IG feeds, but I love IG stories and I show up on IG stories pretty much every day, very, very strategically. I actually sell my coaching program totally via IG stories, and this is why. One, it's the one place on Instagram other than IG lives where you can show up totally raw, totally as it is. It's great for engagement because you can post polls, you can post questions. You'll have a higher percentage of people that are viewing your stories than people that are viewing your in-feed post. And more people read your IG stories than they do your in-feed post. So if there's something, a story that I want to tell my people, if there is a feeling that I want to extract in them, I'm going to be in my IG stories. I do highly nurture my community. I give them a lot of BTS on what it is I'm working on. 5 out of 7 days a week, I do these mini vlogs. They're called my Buenos Dias vlogs, and it's pretty much just an 8-second mini video. I have them here on shorts as well, of just whatever my morning routine is, whatever I'm working on. And that's something that sets me apart. I love IG stories. It takes very minimal effort every single day. I actually have linked down below the exact strategy that I used to sell out my event back in December in the span of 2 weeks, guys. This is literally something that I had an idea for on the plane on a business trip. I landed, created all of the deliverables and sold it within a day. And then continued to, like, my first purchase was within a day, just a couple of hours. And then from there, it just skyrocketed and I sold out. This format works. I will leave it down below. It is the Story Lounge, the exact format that I use, highly, highly affordable membership, but I recommend it. It's been what's working for me. It gives me the prompts that I need in order for me to show up every single day. in order for me to show up every single day with strategy, with intention, and with direction. So whether I'm in a season of nurturing my community, whether I'm in a season of selling, of pre-launch, whatever that is, the Story Lounge gives you the exact format, the prompts, and everything that you need in order to show up consistently on IG stories and hit your income goals. If you're not already leveraging Pinterest, it is the long game, I'm not going to lie, but it is, or for me has been, the number one way that I have been supporting my clients who do not want to be on social media. And what we have done is created a strategy so that they can be on Pinterest. She is selling on Etsy, totally not even on social media, hasn't put her face to her business at all. It's a totally product-based business. This is a great option for you if you're like, I like TikTok, I don't like any of the other socials on there. Facebook is pa viejos, Instagram is too much and I don't care about aesthetics. Pinterest is a great option for you because it is a set it and forget it. Throw it out into the world and understanding how exactly to strategize that. So again, you could always book an unstuck session with me, and if this is the direction that you're thinking, we can look at a similar strategy depending on your unique situation. So let me tell you what a lot of gurus and coaches will not tell you. I do not have a high follower count on Instagram at all. I have a really great engagement here on YouTube. I have a really great email community. I have a really great Pinterest strategy that is monetizing my lifestyle. I have other things in place. And the first 6 months of this year was exactly that, really identifying from a guerrilla marketing standpoint what is working with my community. Because while Instagram is still a great platform for many creatives out there, for me, it is just not where I want to put all of my energy and time. So the only way that I'm really on Instagram is through my stories. And that's because my community, they love communicating with me on my stories. And so I don't want you to put all of your chips into the Instagram basket and then be frustrated because you're being consistent and you're doing all the things that the gurus are telling you to do, and then you're still not growing. Here is how you can still leverage Instagram. It's being strategic, using IG stories, making sure that people are in your DMs, really nurturing and getting to know your current community. The next platform that I would recommend you look at if you are a busy mom looking to just take back some of your time now that TikTok is being banned is YouTube and or a blog. And why do I say YouTube and or a blog? Because really what we're looking at is long form content creation. You'll notice that all of these are talking about the long game. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to get on Instagram and build your audience from there. Long form content like YouTube, like a blog post. Of course, I talked about skill set. So are you an engaging writer? Do you enjoy writing? Do you understand the processes? How much time do you have for that? We want to optimize on the time that we have. If you're looking at growing your YouTube page, I want you to just consider what's your skill set. I want you to consider how many hours you have to dedicate. I will use myself, and you'll notice I use myself as an example a lot because I think that a coach that doesn't preach from experience, that is a red flag, because you can't teach what you haven't gone through. You can't teach what you don't know. You can't give from what you don't have. As I'm continuing to grow my YouTube page here, this is the place where I will say your consistency means everything. This is such a mental game. This is the long game. Actually, the most growth that I have seen has been since coming back to YouTube, and I'm showing up 2 times a week, long form videos. I'm hyper active on my channel, and that does take time. It is a lot of time for you to create these videos, to plan and script these videos, to edit these videos, to do all of the follow-up work that goes along with it. I'm not trying to discourage you, but when we're talking about being a busy mom with limited time, you need to ask yourself, do I have the skill sets to make this work? Do I have the discipline to show up consistently for my audience? Because if you don't, then you may want to consider another strategy. Maybe long form YouTube videos aren't your thing. Maybe you want to look at YouTube Shorts. Again, that requires a whole strategy. So if you're considering YouTube, ask yourself, do I have the time for the learning curve, and or do I have the skill sets already in place to where I have the discipline to create that consistency? Now, when it comes to platforms like LinkedIn, like Threads, I've only played with a little bit, and from what I can gather, you have to be in there a couple of times a day in order for it to really make sense for you. It seems like a more mature version of Twitter, so this is a great time for you to experiment. LinkedIn, I like to take the mini tutorials that I create on IG stories and just post them in written format on LinkedIn. Those are doing really well. I use LinkedIn as a form to grow my email subscribers list. You'll notice how everything has a strategy and everything has a purpose. But as you start considering what you're going to do now that TikTok has been banned, I want you to look at those factors. If you need additional help, like I've mentioned, you can schedule a 60-minute unstuck session with me. We will create a 30-day roadmap for you so that you can reach the goal that you have in mind. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Gracias por estar aquí, mi gente, y nos vemos en la próxima.